There is a quiet truth woven through every page of Turn Struggles into Superpowers, that human beings are not defined by the heaviness they carry, but by what they choose to make out of it. This book gently reminds us that every challenge, every hurt, and every moment of confusion is an invitation, an opportunity, to meet a side of ourselves we have never met before. The author does not rush this understanding, instead, they unfold it slowly, like someone taking your hand and guiding you through a long, peaceful walk where the world begins to make sense in small, steady revelations. The book begins with a simple but profound question: what if the very things you run from are the keys to your transformation? Many of us spend our lives avoiding discomfort, fear, loss, rejection, uncertainty. We imagine life would be better if those things disappeared. Yet the book argues that struggle is not a flaw in the human story. It is the forge. It is the classroom. It is the bridge that carries us to our strongest, most awakened selves. And as you move deeper into the narrative, you start to feel this truth resonate within you, not as a motivational slogan, but as a lived experience that something inside you has always known. Throughout the book, the author shares heartfelt stories of individuals who faced immense challenges and slowly learned to see these hardships not as curses, but as catalysts. There is the story of a young woman who felt broken after failure kept repeating in her life. She couldn't hold a job, struggled academically, and felt lost within her own family dynamics. Yet it was within this repeated sense of not being enough that she developed resilience, patience, and an ability to learn deeply. By the end of her journey, the very trait she once despised, her slow learning style, became her superpower, allowing her to understand concepts more profoundly than those who grasped them quickly but superficially. The book uses stories like hers to show that our struggles often sharpen the skills that later become our strengths. The author often pauses to reflect on how society teaches us to hide our weaknesses, to mask our vulnerabilities, and to pretend that strength is about being unaffected. But Turn Struggles into Superpowers offers a different definition. Strength is the courage to be real. Strength is the willingness to sit in discomfort long enough to discover its lesson. The author explains that every emotional wound carries information, guidance about something within us that longs to be healed, transformed, or understood. When we numb ourselves, we miss that message. When we confront it gently, we awaken. The message becomes deeper when the book explores fear. Fear, the author says, is often misunderstood. We treat fear as an enemy, when in reality it is a compass. Fear points toward the places where our growth awaits. When someone is afraid of speaking publicly, it is usually because their voice is meant to be heard. When someone is afraid of taking a step toward their dream, it is usually because that dream is part of their identity. The book encourages us not to ignore fear, but to walk with it, to treat it as a shy but wise companion. There is a moving section where the author describes their own journey and the internal battles that shaped their path. They once believed struggling meant failing. They believed difficult emotions were signs of weakness. But over time, they noticed something. Every time life disrupted their plans or forced them into discomfort, a new layer of wisdom emerged. They write about loneliness teaching self-connection, about heartbreak teaching emotional depth, about failure teaching creativity. These stories are not told dramatically, but with humility, as if the author is whispering, "I learned this the hard way so you don't have to." As the chapters unfold, the book gently encourages us to reframe our past. Many of us look back on our mistakes, regrets, and pains with shame or disappointment. But the author invites us to look at our past with tenderness, to view every wrong turn as part of the training required to become who we are meant to be. It is a quiet but powerful message, that the person you are becoming would not exist without the person you were. Your past isn't something to escape, it is something to integrate. One of the most transformative lessons in the book is the idea that emotional wounds become superpowers when they are healed consciously. Someone who felt unseen learns to become deeply attentive to others. Someone who felt unworthy learns to build their life on authenticity. Someone who felt abandoned learns to cultivate meaningful, secure relationships based on mutual respect. These are not instant transformations, they take time, reflection, and compassion, but the book emphasizes that every person carries within them the potential to turn pain into purpose. The narrative also touches on the role of acceptance. Acceptance does not mean giving up, it means acknowledging reality without resisting it. Many of our struggles become heavier simply because we fight them. When you stop resisting what is happening and instead lean in with awareness, the pain softens. Acceptance opens the door for change. It creates mental space for solutions to appear. And most importantly, it brings peace. The book reminds us that peace is not the absence of difficulty, but the ability to remain grounded within it. What makes Turn Struggles into Superpowers truly stand out is how it blends emotional wisdom with practical guidance. The author encourages small actions, mindful breathing in moments of overwhelm, journaling when emotions feel tangled, reaching out to someone safe when loneliness creeps in, taking a single brave step when fear becomes loud. They remind us that transformation does not happen in grand leaps but in gentle, consistent movements toward a more conscious self. The book also explores the importance of community. We often believe our struggles isolate us, but the truth is that they connect us. Every person you meet carries a hidden battle. Every smile hides a story. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable with others, when we share our challenges honestly, we create connections that are real and nourishing. The book highlights how healing often happens in relationships, through empathy, through shared humanity, through witnessing each other's journeys without judgment. In one of the most heart-touching sections, the author describes transformation as a cycle. Life will always bring challenges, even after we grow stronger. We are not meant to reach a permanent state of perfection, we are meant to evolve continuously. Some struggles teach us boundaries, some teach us patience, some teach us courage, and some teach us surrender. Every cycle brings a new layer of strength. Every challenge is another invitation to expand. As the book draws to its close, the central message becomes crystal clear: your struggles are not signs that life is against you. They are signs that life is shaping you. Within every difficulty lies a seed of power, clarity, compassion, resilience, and wisdom. When nurtured, these seeds become the superpowers that define your character, guide your purpose, and allow you to walk through the world with grounded strength. The ending feels like someone placing a gentle hand on your shoulder and saying, "Everything you have gone through matters. Everything you are becoming is remarkable. Trust your journey." You close the book not with a sense of being lectured, but with a feeling of being deeply understood. And perhaps, for the first time, you truly begin to believe that your struggles have never been your downfall, they have been your awakening.